Stirring up chaos in the mix, Lord. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey. Y'all come on in. I'm just setting up. I just came on. We are not by the pond. You know, I love being by the pond, but it's hot. It's getting hot. So this week, the whole week is supposed to be in the 90s, like high 90s, which is crazy. We were just in our fall temps, but now we back in summer temp, which is cool, but I don't like it. I'm more of a spring girl. Now, I like spring and I like fall. The reason why I like spring is because I love to see new beginnings. So when spring comes, it's I get to see the new beginnings. I get to see when things start to bulb and just come out. You know, the flowers begin to perk up. That one leaf come out, right? That's why I love the spring, because it reminds me of the beginning, right? So everything, it's kind of like every time spring come, how I look at it, it's like this is the moment that I'm going to recreate myself, become the best version of myself, like I'm stepping into a new version of myself. That's how I look at spring. But what about fall? I love fall. I love spring again because of the weather. I love fall because that's a comfort season for me. I look at it as comfortability. Like I just feel good. Not comfortability, but just comfortable. Like I get to put on comfort season for me. I look at it as comfortability. Like I just feel good. Not comfortability, but just comfortable. Like I get to put on my good. You know, the weather is not, it's not cold, it's not hot, it's just right. But also with fall, it makes me realize that harvest season, meaning that everything that I've worked hard from the beginning of the year, right, that society has taught us about January is the beginning of the year. How can that be the beginning of anything? How can the beginning of winter be the beginning of the new season? It's crazy. However, so that's why I sit back and I enjoy it, because I harvest the things like, okay, now that I'm going into fall, I'm about to go into winter. Winter is when I can relax. I can actually hibernate. I can actually let everything that I worked hard for work for me now. Like I don't have to work hard. It's kind of like when you say, oh, I want that passive income. I just want to just make money in my sleep. That's what the winter time is for. It's for you to be able to reap off of everything that you made, because you harvested right in the fall time and you transition right in the winter time. And this was not anything I was going to talk about, but let me cook, because I'm sure it's going somewhere. God be coming through right on time. So right in that moment, so now I'm in the winter time and I'm able to chill. I'm not stressing like everybody else. Everybody else trying to figure out how they gonna pay their electric bill, because now they got to turn that heat on. Now they're mad because they got to go outside in the cold and they got to work these hard labor jobs or different things and sit outside in the cold all day. Now they got to worry about all this slipping and sliding around the road, and they got to get to where they're going, because it's a must that they get there. They shut the city down because of the snow or the weather, but it's a must that you get there because you didn't prepare yourself. And what do you mean, Coach? Now you didn't prepare yourself. This is my job. This is the only job that I could do. But what I mean is preparing yourself. Go ahead. That's a good one. Steal your neighbor's electricity. But preparing yourself is what I mean is God gave you that $1 million idea last year. He gave you that $1 million idea that springtime. He gave you that $1 million idea in that wintertime and said, okay, go ahead. I'm giving you this idea. So we're going to start new in spring. This is when new life happen, new beginnings happen. So this is where we're going to make sure we set the tone. I gave it to you last year after harvest season, and then we went into the winter. The reason why we went into the winter, because I needed you to see the last time that you was going to work hard in these times. I wanted you to see the last time, and I wanted you to really, really feel what it felt like to be outside in the cold, what it felt like to go through, and no matter what, you got to make it happen in the cold. You had to push your way through. You had to struggle your way through. I want you to remember what it feels like, because in spring, new beginnings come. Because I gave you that idea after harvest season last year, and I told you this is what you need to hone in on, this is what you need to focus on, this is what you need to do. I told you that, and you went ahead and executed. So now spring coming, you like, well, God, I've been doing all this and ain't nothing happened. But you got to wait till the weather break. The reason why you got to wait till the weather break, because you can't plant seeds on a hard ground. You cannot plant the seeds on the hard ground. So now that the weather is breaking, right? And springtime is here, and this is the new beginners, I need you to plant that mustard seed and let me cook. When you plant that mustard seed, I, your father, right? I am God. As I always tell you, he is I am. So I'm his daughter. So that means I am her. So therefore, I am her. You are about to win because you got to let I am cook. Sit on it. Just do the work. Now you're like, okay, but I'm tired because I'm still working this job, but you gave me this idea. I thought it was going to blow up. Give me time. Let me cook. And therefore, God is watering the seed. So you can't plant the seed. God give you an idea, and he tell you, okay, this is your inheritance. It's time. Your hour has come. Your Lazarus moment has come. Come to the front. Coach Nye, it is no. Nye, come here. It is time for you to become Coach Nye. I need you to stand front and center. Well, God, I don't want to do that. I don't even like social media. I don't want to get on social media. I don't want anything. I don't want to give anything. I don't want to give anything to anybody. Oh, well, you got to keep following me because everything that I stand on and sit on, every prayer that I ask God for, J-E-C, everything I ask God for, I'm sitting in every prayer that I ask for. I'm sitting in almost a couple of $100,000 away from $1 million home. I pray for that. So that's my testimony. That's what I get on here. I don't get on here and talk a good game. I get on here to tell my testimony. And no, I don't have a cosigner. No, I don't have anyone having my back. See, you got to follow. So as God give you that, right? You want to kick me before giving bearable evidence? No. So as God give you that, right? He gives it to you. He keeps it going. And then you're like, well, God, I'm like, God, well, why is this? I don't want to sit in front of everybody. I don't want to talk to everybody. I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. And I don't want to blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that, but it was my time. This is my inheritance. In order for me to be able to sit in the things that he blessed me with and show you guys the evidence by speaking to you, by giving you my testimony, then therefore I have to get in position. Hence football, right? I'm a football girl. So now I did it. I planted the seeds, and guess when it was? It was right after harvest season. During the winter, I worked hard. During the winter, I was doing everything. I was doing the podcast. I was recording for this. I was writing a book. I was writing programs. I was recording, and I was tired. I was building a house. I was doing all these things. I was going through a divorce. I was doing so many things. And I'm like, okay, God, what is it that you need me to do? Because I'm not seeing anything. But what I was doing is looking at it with the expectations of what it's supposed to be or what it could be. You know, how it's supposed to come to me. See, I planted the mustard seed and I told the mustard seed how I wanted to grow. The thing is with a mustard seed, you can't plant a mustard seed and tell it how to grow. What's already in that mustard seed it was already guaranteed to be 10 feet tall. It's already guaranteed to be 12 branches. It's already guaranteed to have the leaves, the seed, everything to it is already guaranteed to be what it's supposed to be. So how can I plant that seed to grow me a mustard tree and say, all right, I don't need you to grow that tall because I want to put you in front of the house because I want it to look good a certain type of way. You can't do that. You have to plant the mustard seed and just allow it to be. So in the mix of me doing what I need to do and going, God was saying, okay, keep going. Your harvest season is coming. But I had to plant the seed first and allow it to happen. You cannot wait for the big boom, because you're going to miss the important parts of the journey of getting there and being there. Do you understand? So until then, you just keep working. If God gave you an idea, keep going. If God gave you the idea, keep going. If God gave you the idea, do not doubt it. Because if you doubt it, how can you doubt something? Here we go. How can you doubt him when you prayed for something before and you're sitting in the prayer that you asked for? But yet, because you wanted to hurry up and come in the way that you wanted to come in, now you're going to doubt him. Does that make sense? Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Does that make sense? You can't come through and only depend on him and say, I need you right now because this is happening. Or because they said my health is declining. Or they said I'm going to lose something. Or they say your job is going to be out. Thank you so much, Michelle. What's up? There, I'm going off. I need you now. But then when everything is going good, they say, how did you get what you got? Girl, I worked hard. I was up all night. I was doing this. I was doing that. And you forget to give him the glory. You forget to give him the glory. I'm not going to delete you. I'm just going to mute you because I don't want you interfering with anybody else's lesson. Now, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, by all means, I promise you, we can talk. You can inbox me or you can go to my website and book a life coaching session. And you and I can have a conversation. But at the end of it all, that's what you have to, how to deal with intellectual doubt. What do you mean? What are you doubting? So that's what you have to inbox me and we'll talk offline. So that's what you have to look at. You have to look at what it is that you want. Ask. That's the mustard seed. Asking. By saying ask. God, this is what I want. Or saying what you want. I don't ask all the time. I really don't. I don't just say, God, can I have this? Because I understand who I am up under him. Up under God, he is I am. So that means I am her. And I stand on that. And I stand on it. And I stand on it. I am her. Not that I am better than anyone. I just know who he is and what he's going to do for me. So I'm not going to control anything when I asked him, but I had to learn that. I had to learn it. It wasn't something that is just overnight. No, a lot of things that I could manifest, ask God for something that happened like that. But I didn't understand that I had tapped into something that I didn't know nothing about. It's because I never dwelled on it. It's just that I asked something so nonchalantly. It's like, okay, I asked for something. See, he wants you to ask him like in your childhood faith. And come to him in like that childhood faith that you had. That childhood of you thinking like, oh, you can ask him for whatever. You can ask him, hey, what's up? You can ask him for whatever, right? And you're not worrying about it. You're not thinking about it. You just have that confidence that he's going to do it. And that's what happens. So when he give you that $1 million idea, like I said, we're going into fall. This is harvest season. This is when you're going to harvest, right? For the ones that have been putting to work. The other ones that God has given an idea to, okay, baby, he's giving you the idea. He's helping you plan it out. He's going to show you what it is. He's going to show you what your right next step look like. He's going to show you and bring the people to you. You don't have to go look for anybody. I didn't have to look for anybody. Everybody came to me. I'll tell you what. I went to a family member and I asked questions about, because I wanted to get into a certain type of business. Nothing. Crickets. Nothing. I went to a friend and was like, hey, can you give me some advice on this? You know how they do. They give you the advice, man, you just got to work hard. Well, that ain't what I'm talking about. I understand I got to work hard because I'm the goat at working. I got that part. What I'm trying to say is, where did you start? Where did it start from? When you had your idea, what was the first place you went to? Because now that you are expertise in this, the first place you went to, you found out later that should have been the last place you went to. So this was the first place. I mean, I want to hear that part of the story. So therefore it can motivate me. I didn't ask you for your contacts. I didn't ask you for your friend's number. I didn't ask you for, your banker's information. I didn't ask you for your money. I asked you for the wisdom that you gained from this. That's what I asked you for. Because all I want to do is get there. But see, it was something about the I am. It was something about my daddy. It was like, see, here you go. You want to ask everybody else. See, you went out. You went forth. I didn't send you there. You went. See, when you start operating out of his will, that's how you got to handle it. You remember, that's how you got to maintain it outside of his will. But, so I'm like, well, God, why everybody like that? Why are they doing that? I mean, that's not fair. Thank you so much. Why are people doing that? That's not fair. All I want to do is get ahead, because here it is that I'm true and genuine. I don't care if it comes to friends, family, whoever it is. If I say I'm going to do a thing, I'm going to do a thing. If I'm attached to you, because ain't nothing attaching to me anymore. If I'm attached to you, then therefore you're going to win. It's impossible not to win. How can you not win if I'm attached to you? If you are in favor with me, if you are right here, if God sent you to me, that means we're connected at the hip. That means that we're equally yoked. That means that if once I elevate, you elevate. So therefore, if you're not doing your job, God is going to remove you out of this section. You can get yourself together to be brought back into this section. But when you're getting ready to operate into his kingdom, his kingdom business, and tap into your inheritance, he will remove those same people that you like, man, she was a good mentor. Man, she was a great person. But guess what? She was a good game. She get on this live, she talk good game. And then when she closed the live, she ain't doing nothing. She ain't doing nothing but sleeping all day. She ain't doing nothing but saying, I did that. Oh, what should I do today? No. She's not putting in that work. See, that work has nothing to do with her. And when you start operating in your purpose, you realize your work has nothing to do with you at all. It got nothing to do with you. My work has everything to do with the next person that God is about to connect me to. Because when he connect me to that person is going to have the information that I need to be successful in my business. That person that he connect me to, I'm not going to be jealous. They're not going to be jealous. We're going to all like, oh, well, snap. So you don't have to look for anything. You ask God for a thing, and then he's going to bring people to you. Have you ever been in a situation that you ask God for something, you just sitting there, and all of a sudden somebody come up and they just start talking about what it is, or your phone just pick up and you like, these phones tap. These phones is tap. And it's telling you everything that you need to do. That is God giving you what you need. Because when you start dancing and doing on his business, what up, Chapo? When you start operating in his business, he's going to give you the instructions. Even when they built the temple, whatever they built, even when it came to the Noah's Ark, whatever it came to, he told them what kind of screws to use, how many to use, the width, the measurements, and everything. They didn't even have to think. Have you ever been in a situation where you didn't have to think? I don't have to think. I just show up and everything falls to me. When I open my mouth, words just start coming out. Because here's the thing. I came on here to talk about something else. See, every time I plan on saying something, because it was going on in my head all day today, I said, I guess that's what I'm supposed to talk about. No. That is something I'm supposed to talk about, but not here on this platform. So, however, what we came in talking about, the seasons, the new beginnings, the harvesting time. What does winter really supposed to mean? Winter is not, you can't go out there and plow the field. You can't go out there and plant the seed. The ground is too hard. You can't do it. So therefore, God is giving you in the winter time, in your hibernation, in your relaxed time, because this is when you're supposed to rest. Why you think they call it hibernation? Yeah, literally, we can't just sit around and rest because we got to work. But yes, we have to rest because this is when we get our downloads. Think about it. Every time you got a download that was something for a business, it was around winter time, because in winter time, ain't nobody trying to go outside. That's when you have the most clearest mind ever. Because you're not outside dealing with the chaos of the noise and everybody else. And so you sitting there like, oh, okay. Then all of a sudden, everything that you thought about, because that's what you think. Like, man, you know what? I'm going to open a business. I'm going to open a business. You open a business. Think about when 2020 happened, right? When February is when it really happened, right? I know it happened before that, but I remember February, that's when folks started getting a whole lot of sick. They were shutting down schools and everything. I think they went in full shutdown in March, but however, in February it happened. See, that was still wintertime. This is when people was already sitting around when winter hit and was like, you know what? I'm tired of working. I don't like being outside in the cold. I don't want to be out here. I don't want to put no snowsuit on. I'm sick of this and I'm sick of that. And then all of a sudden, COVID happened and everybody else freaked out except for the person that said, you know what? I'm about to make the best of this. Hold on. Hold your horses. Because I can't go to work, but they still paying me. Hold on. Hold on. Then March came. Then, March, after March comes the spring. Springs happen in March. So therefore, now you sitting around. This is new beginning. Now you feeling real good because the new beginnings of now it's time for me to plant this seed. This is the mustard seed that I'm going to plant now. I'm going to put it out there. So I've been sitting around here making body scrubs and lip gloss and all this stuff in my house since we were shut down. So now I'm about to pick up social media and start selling it. Put it out there. Yeah, it ain't gonna work too well. Yeah, it ain't gonna work too well because you got haters. You know why you got haters? Because of the fact you doing something that, hey, they wish they had thought about doing, but they hating on you. So don't worry about that though. See, this is when you learn. This is when God starts teaching you about the people of your family, the people of the friends that you've had for years, and the new people that He's going to bring you in your life. This is the time when you start comparing things for what it is. This is the time when you realize that family is not what society told us family was. Family is what God bring to us. Your brother and sister is what God bring to you. Everything else is just you had to get here. So now you're here, but let me put you to your right family. So yes, the people, and what He's going to show you is the people that you grew up with, your own family, your own friends. They're going to show you that, hey, they ain't never really liked you anyway. They've always talked about you anyway. They're not going to support you anyway. They're not going to do this anyway. But I'm going to bring you somebody else. And I'm going to bring you this people. And I'm going to bring you that person. And these people, all of a sudden, you're going to get a fan base from a bunch of people you don't even know. And then all of a sudden, you're going to get 1,000 followers. And then all of a sudden, you're going to get 2. And then one day, you're going to get 3. And then one day, you're going to get about 4 or 5. And that's when the people that you've been knowing all your life, like, hey, what you got going on over there? I see you. You've been seeing me. But no, now you see the real me. See, you've been seeing me, but you never seen me in my rare form. You've been seeing me, but you never seen me in my true authenticity. You've been seeing me, but you never seen me in my purpose. You've been seeing me, but now you see me that I am her because I'm attached to I am. So now you want in, but guess what? Boop, should I add a V8 because you ain't coming over here. So now here you are doing your business, and there's other people that's supporting you, and there's other people that's getting you to the top, and there's other people that's getting you where you need to be. It ain't just because you that good, because you good. It's the fact that God is showing you that you don't need the people that you've been knowing all your life. I'm going to bring the people to you that I need to get you to where you need to get to, because it only takes one person to see your live and say, oh my God, you know what? She'd be a good representation or a good representative for this product. See, all of a sudden you start getting collaboration deals. All of a sudden, you get people that just looking at you like, oh, wait. He fine. Oh, wait. She look good. Oh, they can model some of my wigs, or they can model, whatever it is. We're going to need to get in contact with them. And the next thing you know, before you know it, you're a multimillionaire and everybody is seeking you, and you are a household name without being a household name. You are a household name without having to have the superstar status that everybody worked so hard to get to. So they had to go chase the bag to get where they are. You didn't. You just sat back and let God bring the bag to you. The bag came to you. Do you understand? When you start operating your purpose, you don't go look for anybody else. So now in the mix of everything that you got going on, now you done inspired the people that you've been knowing forever and ever, right? That has been sitting around talking about you behind your back. It doesn't matter. Listen, if you was to bring them in right now and you're a multimillionaire, you are $1 short from being a billionaire, they're going to talk about you like a dog. It don't matter if you brought them on the red carpet with you, they're going to talk about you like a dog because you're doing what was impossible for them to do, because they couldn't get out of their own way, because they wanted to stay stuck to a time and tied to people that made them feel good. If I talk about you and if I look like I got something, then therefore I'll feel like I'm better than you, and you'll look at me like, yep, they better than us. No, scratch that. We're not doing that no more. In this season, this is fall. This is when you're going to harvest. This is when you're going to, the ones that did the work, you're going to go ahead and go into labor. You have to go into labor in this season. You have to, because it's your harvest season. You have to pump that baby out. You have to. And now, guess what's going to happen after that? Postpartum, baby. Whenever you win something, whenever you get blessed, when your blessings come and God give you what it is that you've been working so hard for, and it get recognized, guess what happened? Heartache happens. Drama happened. People just out of the woodwork talking about you, trying to brag, bring you down. Next thing you know, you got people constantly banding your social media, constantly coming for something. This is happening, that is happening, because that's postpartum, baby. It happens. It happens in postpartum season, right? In the postpartum season, what you got to do in that season is learn what in this moment right now, how can I keep a grounded mindset? How can I keep my mental straight? How can I keep myself grounded? How can I stay right here and find a moment of peace? Because I got a brand new baby that's going on, which I am so happy about. But at the same time, I feel so torn, sad, and depressed because I can't love it the way I want to, because all the traumas and everything that's happening in my life right now. I can't give to the baby like I want to because I don't feel worthy enough right now, because people are coming for me and making me feel less than. I can't give to this baby the way I want to because now the people that I thought was going to help me, that told me, if you got that baby, I'm going to have your back. You call me anytime. Ain't none of them showed up. And I put everything on the back of they was going to have my back. But guess what? In this season, in your postpartum season, you're going to learn how to navigate your new life, because now you just stepped in a new life. Let me explain that new life to you. That new life is you ain't never been there before. You've been going your whole life maintaining, and now you have stepped into your new world, and the baby is with it. You never been here before. You have to recreate this whole world. Even when your business or whatever it is that you've been sitting on, waiting on God to bless you on, when that thing come in, you never had this before. So now you have to take this and fit it into your world. And that's where you're going to get it twisted. This world. You're going to take this new thing and fit it into a world that you know. No. You got to create a new world. You have to create a new timeline, because this new thing cannot fit in my old thing, because this now becomes the past, because this thing was never here. So now that I am present, is here. So this no longer exists. So in order for me to get there, I have to do away with this and focus on what is right here in the moment, which is the second. I can't even look to the future. I can't even say I want to get here and we're going to do this. Get back here in the present. Get back here in the second, in the moment, because you need to learn how to navigate. See, you've been living for 40 years without this thing. And now this thing came. You've been living 40 years of knowing how to do something, run your life, and be the person that you're supposed to be. And now you got this thing. Now what do? You do away with that, because that world no longer exists. And the reason why it no longer exists, because what you're trying to do is keep fitting this new thing into all the old things that you knew. And it's not going to prosper, because you're trying to raise it off of, like how I messed us up. They raised us off of the generational curses. They raised us off of their values. They raised us off of their morals. So then when we became ourselves and now we got our new baby, if I want change and to break the generational curse, I have to make sure that I don't raise this baby on the values that I was raised on, because no, they were not right. And I can't raise this baby on the traditions that I grew up in, because those were man-made traditions in that moment and in that cycle. I'm going to teach my child about this new thing. And what is this new thing? Something that I'm creating right here in this moment, because we're creating it together. In order for this new thing to fit into the reality that I am in now, the present time that I am in now, I have to create it with it. I can't create it and then add. I have to create it with it. Like, this new thing has to be surrounded into my present time. So everything decision that I make, this new thing has to be a part of it. So when I'm making a decision, when I'm making appointments, I have to look about this new thing. When I make new friends, I got to think about this new thing. When I make passing out my number, I have to think about this new thing, because whatever God blessed you with, you have to protect it, right? You don't want to fumble this new thing. You want to protect this thing. And the way you're going to protect it is to always cuff it right here. And when you cuff it right here, right? Therefore, I have my hand here and I have you tucked here. It don't matter what you do. If you hit my elbow, I got it here. If you hit my hand here, I got it tucked here. It's nothing that can come up against this new thing, because I'm going to protect the new thing. When you step into your purpose, your protection becomes God. That means that, hey, allow him, meaning I'm going to lean on him to tell me who is these people I'm supposed to have in my life. All right, cool. And you don't have to be like, hey, yeah, I know we just met, and I know you just a laughing and joking. I know we having a good time. But girl, I can't be your friend. Me and you can't be friends. Nope, bye. That's not what you're going to do. You're going to, all right. But see, when you allow God to step in, he will order your footsteps. He will bring people to you. They were already seeing you like, we can't fool with her. Yeah, it's something about her, but yeah, we can't fool with her. I told y'all yesterday, when the enemy show up, he cannot attack me. He can do everything about it. He can come around me. He can talk, but he can't touch me. He can talk about me behind my back, but he can't touch me. He can do all these things. And even if I was to confront the enemy right now, he gonna shut up and go on mute. He gonna sit back and think like, well, I ain't got nothing to combat that. Well, I can't say nothing because you shut it down. It's not that you scare them. It's just that what can you say to a person that got everything that is protected by God? See, you trying to do something and set up a scheme like Todd set up. We're not doing that over here. We're not setting up no scheme like Todd set up. What we're doing is we keeping all that away. We're not dealing with all that this season. This is our season of growth. So in that postpartum, when people come into your life, when that new thing come into your life and it get hard, you know, the old family members, the old friends, they'll come and they'll say, hey, you acting funny. You think you better than us. You think this, you think that. You go ahead and tell them. You go ahead and let them know, hey, it's all good. Because I don't even have a conversation for you. Listen. In this season, we're learning how to not combat with people. In this season, women, it is so important for the vibration to get raised in this season. Men, if you're on here, I need you to teach your daughters this. I need you to teach your wife and your girlfriend this. Matter of fact, sir, dating women in this mindset of you don't have to tell them, hey, do you talk about other women? And they say, yeah, I can't deal with you because Coach Nat said, you know, that's going to be trouble, trouble, trouble. See, no, what you have to do is look at it like this. You know, that's going to be trouble, trouble, trouble. See, no, what you have to do is look at it like this. If I have to pull a woman down to make myself look good, you have already failed in everything that you once wanted to prosper, every prayer you ask for, everything. You can cancel that. The vessels to bring life in. We talked about this yesterday. We are the vessels to bring life in. We are the ones that's supposed to nurture that child. We're supposed to teach that child. We teach them what right look like, not off the values and the morals that, you know, we were taught, but we teach them off the frequency of love. So therefore, if I birth you and I teach you love, not the love that they taught me when I was growing up, I'm talking about the real love, understanding who God is, because I have self-love. So since I love myself, I understand now I can love I am. And then I can realize that I am her because I'm attached to I am. So when I have this child, whether it's a boy or a girl, when I have this child, I'm already bringing this child into the world, the frequency of love. Have you seen this frequency of love? Have you seen this new generation? A lot of them, you know, I was watching a video. It said mama was raised off of Beyonce and Luke and all them, you know, and she in the background popping, Juvenile and all that, she in the background popping. I'm talking about dropping it low because that's what we do, you know, that Juvenile. And then it was showing her that, but I was raised in a generation of Summer Walker, and she was just being very soft-spoken, and she was just doing a little two-step dance and this, that, and the third. And what I'm trying to say, and in this new generation that's coming in, they're also setting a tone saying that they don't want to drink that much. They're also setting a tone saying that, no, we want comfort gatherings. We ain't going to no kickback. You know what a kickback means? That's what's going to happen at the end of the day, at the end of it all, because it's a bunch of YNs trying to get together and act like they're adults, but they don't know none of them know how to adult. So let's get to the point. So what they're trying to do is have comfortable gatherings, meaning that it's not a lot of drinking. So let's get to the point. So what they're trying to do is have comfortable gatherings, meaning that it's not a lot of drinking. It's going to be a lot of non-alcoholic drinking, and it's just going to be civilized and people sitting back. And that's because they're learning about this frequency of love. And it wasn't about it wasn't just one culture doing it. It was us talking about that. See, it's things like that the generation is changing, because when the new earth kick in, right, which is that frequency of love, when that kicks in, it changes the way you look at things, and it changes the way you see things. See how we look at it. You look at somebody that's smoked out, their eyes all low, this, that, and the other, but a sober person look at them like, oh, you look dumb. But another person will look at him that smokes out too like, man, that dude is seriously, he gone, she gone. Listen, women, I'm going to tell you right now, I would go to the club and I would look at them and their eyes be about this small and they be red and they just be walking around like, no. And I sit back how people that look just like you, that's looking real drunk, sloppy drunk, that think you look good, sweetheart, or think he look good. It's not a good look. And it's people not telling us, like, hey, I need you to come together because you're beautiful. These are beautiful women. I think all women are beautiful. They're beautiful women. They're beautiful men. However, the new generation said, no, I don't like the way they look. I don't want to look like that. Do you understand? So nothing's wrong with drinking and smoking because, listen, I don't do invites on here. So, you know, I don't smoke, though. But at the same time, I'm not better than anybody. It's just that times are changing. And the reason why times are changing is because the frequency is changing. The frequency is changing. And you're about to tap back into the frequency of love. See, that's where it started off at. All right, we done talked about that. Move that off to the side. But just finding what it is that God needs you to be doing in your season and in that moment. What are you supposed to be doing? Not worrying about what the next person's doing. What are you supposed to be doing? Don't be tearing down the next woman. Men, I don't know about men. I just feel like if y'all police each other up, a lot of people think like you can't say that because you're a hypocrite. You cheating on your girl. So how you gonna tell me not to cheat on my wife? Because it's your wife. There's no commitment with them. However, but spiritually, that's why Jesus said, go get all your husbands, all 7 of your husbands. Because once you become intimate, that's what's supposed to make you married. Not the paperwork, not any of that. But anyway, they can police each other up instead of feeling like, oh, you trying to get at me, you trying to police each other up. Tell each other. Like, look, dog, chill out. You ain't got to do it in front of everybody. You ain't got to do it in front of the girl that he cheating on his wife with. Police them up. Women, police your sister up. Don't tell her, oh, he cheated, girl, cheat sister up. Don't tell her, oh, he cheated, girl, cheat back. Okay. Hold on, sis. Don't cheat back. Because if you got to do that to be in a relationship, if you got to do that to feel good in the relationship, you already counseled out. What is this? Y'all just partners that have history with each other. It ain't no soul ties. It ain't no this, that, and the third. We got to get away from that because once you put a word to it, and you process it, then it becomes a thing. So if you say it's a soul tie, then you feel like, well, I can't break it. It's a curse. Or it's a thing. Thank you for the follow. It's this, it's that. When all it is it's just not right. Period. That's all it is. It's just not right. That's it. It's not right. You like that person, but it's not right. And that's what you have to admit. In everything, in every relationship, whatever it is that you want to get in and out of, just say, okay. Is this okay? Society made it okay to just cheat and get back. Just say, okay. Is this okay? Society made it okay to just cheat and get back and, be toxic. Like you got that one ex that you'll go crazy over. I had an ex send me a video talking about that one ex you'll go crazy over. See, that's the problem. You don't exist. I have no love. Matter of fact, I sat back and I had to really look at now. I'm disgusted because what was I doing with you? But I hadn't stepped in my purpose all the way. I was stepping into my purpose. I hadn't evolved yet because I'm still stuck to this thing. And I had to figure out what it is. So let me go ahead and break contact. Break that. Yeah, contact me. Listen. So it was just, okay. Because I realized, wait a minute, you never had anything to offer me. I could look at it and I go, okay, was it a love spell? Was it this? Was it that? I could look at it in all type of ways. But if I process it that way, then now I look at it as it can't be broken. It can be broken by stepping into the present and realizing that this ain't for me. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed about it now, but it's okay. That will never happen again, and we're going to move forward. There's nothing more for me to talk about and say. I have to take that loss. I have to take that, okay, I did that. And then I have to move on. But it's nothing. I have to take that loss. I have to take that, okay, I did that. And then I have to move on. But it's nothing about it that's going to new thing that I have and put it back into the present, because it's not going to fit. I don't fit in, in the past. I don't fit in the past no more. I am here in the present. So everything in the past that I've ever done or dated or talked to or cussed out or mistreated or whatever kind of issues happened in my life, I'm leaving that there because it doesn't fit here. So even the people that did me wrong in the present time, I'm not going to bring up what you did to me because it's irrelevant. I don't care. I don't care what you did to me. It's not that I dislike you. I don't hate you. It's just that doesn't matter because it doesn't affect me in this present time. And the moment that I decide to address and have a conversation about it, then it becomes present. Now we got a problem. No, you can't bring anything in the present. Think about that right now, in this second and in this moment. There is nobody with you. You are sitting by yourself. Right now in the present, I don't care if your kid's sitting right next to you. Is your husband sitting right there? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Is your daughter sitting right now? Is your husband sitting right there? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Is your daughter sitting right now? Right now, it's you. And in this moment, look around for the 5 things that's around you. Identify those things. 6 things, 7 things, 10 things, 1 thing. Identify what's around you. You bored? Look what's in front of you. What can you create in this moment? See, I just made you think of everything that's in this moment. You look around and you acknowledge what's here. You in this moment. So therefore, how can you think about what yesterday or your anxiety of the future? That ain't wrecking your brain. Right now, what's wrecking your brain is you like, let me find these 5 things that's going on right now. You see how you just stay present? That's where you have to always bring yourself right back there in this moment, in that time, in this moment, in this time. That's it. That is it. And that is all. Period. Okay? So I think I'm going to end it here. You normally come on if I got something to say. If I don't have anything to say, then I don't have much to say. I just want you guys to understand that we all have a vision. God has given us all a vision. We all you're welcome, Michelle. We all of us have an inheritance. We were just created to have it that way. The problem is some people decide to forfeit theirs by being attached to the material world. And they go and they sit around and then they want to play these games or, get over on the next person, do whatever. And then they go chasing the bag and then they wear themselves out chasing the bag. And then they find themselves beefing with this, beefing with that, because nobody is living in the present time. I don't have to do anything. If I stand still, God is going to bring everything. And as a matter of fact, if you hear most people testimonies that finally got to where they are in their career, you'll hear them say, oh man, I just gave up. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go find me another job. I give up. And all of a sudden they say they wake up and boom, they social media that just blew up, or boom, they just had this, or boom, the record label called, or, somebody picked up their idea. Netflix picked up their idea. That's how it goes. And it's not that they gave up. It's just that they stopped worrying about it and allowed it to come in. Because everything that you ask for is right here. It's right there. It's right there. Everything that you need is right there. You know what's stopping it? It's stopping it because it's blocking it because you're like, man, where is it at? And you start looking at your neighbor's house for it. You start calling people. You start calling the banks. You start doing all these different things, setting up a line of defense right here. You start doing all this. You start thinking of plays you can do. Am I going to do a blitz? Oh, man, I'm going to have to do a Hail Mary. What am I going to do? What is going to happen? How do I do this? How do I do that? And the whole time is right here. And when you stop and just sit back, go play your position, get in position, get to where you need to be, it's going to fall just like this. And all you have to do is cuff it and go. You don't have to run. You're going to walk it right into the end zone. You're going to walk it right in. You're going to walk it right into the goal. You're going to do just that. You're just going to be walking. You don't have to run. You ain't worried about getting tackled. You ain't worried about nothing. Because everybody, you being blocked from everything. You just got to walk it in. Can you imagine on the football field, you see somebody catch a good catch, and all of a sudden, all they people blocking it, they turn around and look like, man, I ain't even got to run. They walk that thing in. Yeah, it's an arrogance. But at the same time, they didn't have to rush. They didn't have to, I ain't even got to run. They walk that thing in. Yeah, it's an arrogance. But at the same time, they didn't have to rush. They didn't have to be out of breath. They didn't have to, get to the end. And, they could do their dance all the way to, they make a touchdown. The little dance that they do, they look, they throw the ball down, whatever dance they going to do when they get in the infield. No, they can do that right all the way there. Kick it all the way. Hey. Because they protected. They protected. They allowed it to come in, and their only job is protect it. Meaning that, listen, you in the present time, the past can't come in. I don't even know what's in the future. I don't know what's in the future. But right now in the present time, this is where I am, and this is what it is. God, send me what I need. All you got to do is just start operating. Just walk in. Just walk. Get on your path and just walk. And that's it. That is it. That is all. That is all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to go brag about it, because God is going to brag about it for you. Before you even know that you're famous, everybody else is going to know that you're famous. See, you're walking around here just like, hey, I'm cool. And one day you're going to be in the mall. They're going to say, hey, is that you? I be watching your lives. I listen to your podcast. Man, is that? Can I take a picture? See, the whole time you just thinking that you just doing, got it? But the whole time God done planted seeds, you and everybody, you are a household name without even knowing you a household name, because somewhere in this world, somebody is listening to your live right now. Somebody is listening to your podcast right now. So everybody in the house, like, okay, I may know you, my kids may not. But however, you in this household. You a household name for me, because when I hear your name, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's my girl. I like that. Let me see what she talking about. Oh, she on. Let me see what she talking about. Okay. See, but everybody's so busy about, when God said that you're going to be known by nations, they so busy with trying to do it the old traditional way. I told you, when God give you an idea, he already tell you that you will be known by nations, because everybody that do his work is known by nations. See, people didn't like Jesus, but in that moment when Jesus, in that time, in that present time, it was just, they didn't even know it was going to be a world in 2025. They didn't know nothing about the future. They didn't know nothing. And guess who is the famous person around everywhere? It doesn't matter if they believe in him or not. Everybody know who Jesus is. I don't care what your religion is. Everybody know who Jesus is. I don't care if they break it down. There was no J in Hebrew, and his name is Yahshua Yahweh. It does not matter who it is. They know who the man is, and period. Now see? You worrying about the wrong things. You worrying about getting famous the old-fashioned way. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to have to go through a Jesus moment and carry no cross and be sitting up there, I don't saying that. What I'm saying is, the famous that we knew, and the climbing of the social media, or the social platforms, or whatever it is that we knew, is totally different from what you're about to do. Don't look for your fame to come from that. It's totally different. You're already famous. The moment that you decide to step into your purpose, the moment that you decide that, hey, I'm going to open my business, this idea that God gave me, just know someone knows you. You can be just out of nowhere. Somebody knows you, because God has planted the seed for somebody. Just when Saul, at the time before he became Paul, when he went blind, God had already told somebody. See, before it even happened to Paul, God had already let the other guy know, like, hey, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go get him. You're going to bring him here. He was like, hold on, God. This is the one that be killing us up. What you mean? Hey, kill up all the Christians. What you, and bring them in my house? With my kids? There's got to be a scheme that Todd set up, because there's no way, God, that you want me to bring this person into my home. However, he was obedient. When he got there, my surprise. Saul, you're not as cocky as I thought you were. I'm kind of in control. You blind, so you have to trust me. You blind, so you can't attack my family. You blind, so I got the upper hand. All right, God, he can come. Do you understand? See, you blind, so you can't attack my family. You blind, so I got the upper hand. All right, God, he can come. Do you understand? See, Paul was already known by so many people, right? But this guy was known by somebody that was very famous because everybody knew who Saul was. They knew that he was the rider. If he come to your town, had your kids, had your purse, had it all, had your crosses, get up out of here because Saul is here. No. That one guy. And the same way with you. Soon as God gives you your purpose or your idea, you're already known by someone. You just don't know it yet. You don't know it yet, and you're sitting around trying to figure everything out. Let go, as they say, and let God. Let go and let him work. Let him bring the people to you. He's going to bring the investors. That one person is going to see or hear your podcast, your video. They're going to see all this, and they're going to say, something about you. It's your voice. It's your voice. The whole time you like, my voice? I sound stupid when I talk. I don't like my voice. But your voice is just what they need. Think about Toni Braxton. Remember when she came out? Listen to her voice. When she came out, everybody had something to say. They talked about her. Oh, she sounded like a man. Nobody want to work with her. Nobody wanted to sign her. But it was something about Babyface that was like, no, I'm going to make that $1 billion now. That's $1 billion voice. Yeah, she probably never made it to billionaire status because of whatever circumstance she went to. But in his mind, he's seeing that this is a billionaire voice. Hold tight. R. Kelly was like, no, she sound like a man. She sound like a man. Yeah. Nobody wanted to give her play, but she came on the scene and did her thing because it was something about her. That's why she was so special. Out of all the girls, she was the only one with that voice, right? She's the only one with that voice and knew how to carry it, and it only fit her. The same thing with you. Somebody is something about you. I don't care if it's just, hey, it's just the way you look, your swag. It's something about your swag. You may not be able to talk that well. I mean, your teeth may be jacked up. I mean, I don't know what's going on. You may have one eye this way, one eye that way. But at the end of the day, it is something about you that is going to be used. And when it's getting used, everything else will get fixed. See? You're worrying about the wrong thing. I'm not a good speaker. By whose standards? By the people that you grew up with? By the people that you grew up with? No, you're not a good speaker around them because of the fact they shut you down. So therefore, they made you feel that you wasn't good enough. See, the veil is lifted now. Now they looking at you like, okay, when something go on, oh, let me call them. Hey, I got this case going on. I got this going. Can you help me read this? Can you help me can you help me? Oh, but I thought I was the dumb one. Oh, yeah. The veil's lifted. So now you get to see me for who I truly am. So stop worrying about things. Stop worrying about people. Stop worrying about people. Get on now. Make your life. Talk. It doesn't matter. Guess what? Only one person's going to come on. Some days I have 100 something. I remember one day I looked up and I had over 200 people up in here, right? It threw me totally off. It threw me off. I was like, yo, once I looked, I was like, wait a minute. I got off track. I got off course because I was on the road. I had a conversation. I was able to hold a room with people in it, over 200 people in there. I was able to hold that room because it was something that I was saying, but I allowed the enemy to make me focus on something. And I got off track and I'm like, wait a minute now. Because I was having a proud moment. Like, okay, God, all right. Because when I first started, it wasn't that way. It wasn't that way. Have you noticed when people first start, they get a lot of trollers in there and they get all these people that got to say this and ha, 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 and you sound this and you da, da, da. And so I had to learn to adjust to those things. I had to learn to adjust to the trolls. I had to learn to adjust that, okay, they're not talking about me. They're looking for a moment. So I'm going to give them a moment by not giving them a moment. God was teaching me how to not engage. Even if it was a guy earlier. I don't let people upset me. It's just one of those things. Sometimes as a reader that I'm reading, I may read it the wrong way. So I learned that because one time that happened to me on the live. the young lady said something, I read it the wrong way, and then I mute her. She came back on the next day and was like, why'd you mute me, this, that, and the third? And I found myself about to get irritated, like, are we doing a minute? Hold on, I'm the leader. So I had to apologize to her because I'm getting irritated because I'm trying to put out a message. I ain't got time for all this. But what God was teaching me is the patience of there are people that just won't understand what you're saying. They're not going to comprehend the way that you're going to comprehend. So instead of today me blocking the guy, I'm not going to block you, but we can have a one-on-one. So when he inbox me, then we'll have that conversation because he may not have been coming off in a bad way. He may really been really concerned, but in that moment, in that time, I don't understand it. And I can't stop to address everyone else. So that's what you have to learn. Just because you go live and you get 2 people on there and they want to troll you, so what? You're going to get people that want to be invited in just to come on and sabotage everything you got on. Okay. Don't invite them in. But you cannot sit around. You cannot absolutely sit around and not do what God told you to do by going live, by sitting around because you're worrying about what people are going to say. Or you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. And then a lot of people come on here and just start selling stuff. They'll sell some things, make some money because they have the goal of the mindset of wanting to make money. So they're going to do whatever they have to do on this app to get what it is that they need. So if they want, they're going to go out in hustle mode. But if God told you to go forward, if you a minister, get out there and minister. Guess what? There's people out there that just ain't going to like you. And it's not you that they don't like. It's like the work that you're doing. Then that's just not your crowd of people. That does not mean that you stop doing what you're doing. Your people will come. But before your people come, God needs you to get comfortable. Because he's going to put words in your mouth that a lot of people won't agree with. But what does that mean to you? And what get me is a lot of content creators, they get on here and they argue with another one. I'm not arguing with anybody. Here's what we're not going to do. So if you're religion, if you're Christianity and you're Christian and you're more spiritual and this, that, and the third, guess what? I'm not knocking neither one of y'all because that's not my battle to fight. I am her. I'm connected to I am. So when I am can deal with y'all, what I'm here to do is my message. So if I disagree with what you got to say, I'm not coming on your live. If I disagree with what you got to say, I'm not going to create another video to talk about you. I'm not doing any of that because it's not my business. I learned to stay in my lane. God will bring the people that I need to heal or speak to or whatever it is. So in the mix that God is telling you to do something, go ahead and do it. But I need you not to worry about any and everything that everybody else got going on. Focus on what you got going on. If you don't know what it is, that clarity of what it is that you're supposed to be doing as a life coach, call me. My link is in the bio. Hit me up. And I can help you organize what it is that you think and what you feel. What you think, what's going on, I can help you organize all that and we can get to a point. Does not mean that I'm going to get you to your purpose. Only you and God know your purpose. But sometimes our mind is so crowded. It's cluttered. It just goes and it just goes all day and we can't. And then we get stuck on the passion. What do we say about passion? Passion and purpose. Purpose is what God gives you. Passion is something that your heart desire, right? Something that your heart desire. And not only is passion is something that your heart desire. Remember, passion is a quick flame. It will go out soon. It's passion. And then that passion will quickly go out. But it also, this is when the enemy play off of your passion. Because if you ever tap into your purpose, then you become a danger to him. And then therefore he loses at whatever it is that he had over your life to kill, steal, and destroy from you. So therefore, if you ever tap into your purpose, you just counted him out. So he'll keep you stuck on a passion. That's why with a passion, you guys are open a business. God tell you to open a business. But your passion is to, I want to help people. Yes, but your purpose is to teach people. And teaching people, you are helping people. So what you do with your passion is, I want to help people. So I'm going to open up a center that teach people how to read and write. Okay, that's great. That's what your heart desire, but that is not what God created you to do, which is your purpose. Yes, your purpose is to help those people that can't read or write, but in a different way, because they're not going to need the reading and writing for where God is going to take them. But the enemy will say, yeah, open a business. Yep. And then you sit around and you say, I just don't have the fire for it anymore. I don't have the passion for it anymore. So I shut the business down because it was never your purpose. And that's why you didn't become successful like God showed you were going to be successful. He showed you nations will know you. He showed you be a multimillionaire. He showed you all these things. And it didn't happen because you were operating out of your own free will and you went and operated and opened up from your passion. That's why it's so important to figure out what your passion and purpose is. And what the enemy will have you do is dump your whole bank account into a passion that will bankrupt and have you bankrupt, starting all over. And then you blame God like, oh, well, God, why you do that to me? And I just, wrong thing, sis. Wrong thing, bruh. Wrong thing. This was a you thing. This was a you thing. And so when God give you something, go with the flow. Go with what it is that he give you. And then once you get in alignment and doing what it is that he needs you to do, trust and believe. He will give you the whatever your heart desire. He will bless you with those things because he know that you can handle those things and stay in alignment. See, there's certain things that I didn't get yet that I know is still coming is because the maturity level of, oh, well, if I get that, well, what I'm opening that business for? Because I'm already paid. Because see, you see what I'm saying? So no, the business is for his purpose and his kingdom. So who am I? Okay, God, you give me $1 million. I ain't open that business. I'm out of here. Yeah, I'm out. I'm going to every football game there is. Yes. I'm going to sit in every box with the Swifties. Just sit around, hang out and chill. Yeah. That's why he ain't gave it to me. You know why? Because I'll miss the point. So I had to mature about some things. And now that I understand, now I know that the money, glitz, glams, all that comes with the purpose. Now he knows that I will keep this purpose going. I'm not going to quit the purpose. In order for me to get the inheritance, I have to keep operating in the purpose. So that's how that works, okay? So listen, I'm about to go ahead and shut it down. Like I said, if you haven't got your book, it's Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and Walmart website. Life coaching sessions. Go to my link in my bio. I thank y'all for coming on. I thank y'all for joining. I was supposed to get off a while back, but I guess I had something else to say. Like I say, I only come on if I got something to say. If I don't have a word for you guys, then I don't. And that is my biggest thing. I want to make sure that I'm continuing to operate in purpose. I don't care if it's one person in here. Guess what? I came on because I was supposed to talk to you. So if you need life coaching, go ahead, and the link is in my bio. Go ahead and schedule that. I came on because I was supposed to talk to you. So if you need life coaching, go ahead, and the link is in my bio. Go ahead and schedule that. The book club is open up. You have to get your book, and then you sign up for it. The podcast is out. The link is in my bio for my YouTube podcast. All that is on my website as well. So hit me up, and remember to pour into yourself before you pour into others. I love you so much, and I'm so glad that you chose this platform to come on and have a conversation with Coach Nye. And God will pour into your cup until it overflows. But that overflow, my sweet baby doll, is not for you to just give to anyone just because of the kindness of your heart. No, that overflow is for you to be the storehouse when God sends the people to you for you to help. It's not for you to do whatever you want to do. I know. They got the sales on these wigs on TikTok. I know. And I done seen some cute little boots that they got on TikTok. You know, thigh boots that come all the way up that I know I'll look real fly in, but I can't take that money that God blessed me with and to bless others to go do what I want to do. So remember that. Keep that in mind. And remember always, whatever God pour in your cup does not mean money. In this season, when you operate in your purpose, you attract everything. Ask God for good energy. Ask God for good energy, meaning the wisdom, the knowledge and understand. Ask him, you attract everything. Ask God for good energy. Ask God for good energy, meaning the wisdom, the knowledge and understand. Ask him to bless your energy. Ask him to give you good energy, because that is what is going to bring in your abundance and your inheritance. That's what you ask God for. You don't ask anything else. What's up, Pop Hood? You don't ask God for, can I have this? Then ask him for good energy. Ask him for the wisdom. Ask him for the knowledge. Ask him for the understanding. The knowledge and the understanding. And the understanding. Okay? Because when he give you the money, when he give you the contracts, when he give you all those things, you need to be able to understand it and comprehend it, okay? So ask him for that, because it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, I know it's coming. I know. Right now, I'm crowning. I'm in labor. I'm in labor. This is my moment. This is my time. I'm about to do my thing. All right. I love you guys so much. I love you. I love you. I love you. Coach Na out. Thanks for the gift, likes, shares, and the follows. If you haven't followed, go ahead and follow, please. Thanks. Bye-bye. Love you more.